Okay, so next vitamin is vitamin E. Vitamin E is an antioxidant that helps protect your cell walls from damage. It supports healthy skin, eyes, as well as it helps your immunity. However, taking too much is not a good idea as it can increase risk of bleeding as well as a possibility of hemorrhagic stroke. Now, with vitamin E, there are quite a few vitamin E's out there.
I was gonna say, people be, I'm taking vitamin E. I'm putting vitamin E on my hair. I'm putting vitamin E on my skin. I'm vitamin E, vitamin E,
Vitamin
vitamin
E
E.
is good, but again, too much of a good thing,
Mm-hmm.
and knowing which ones to take.
What you're
So
careful of.
there's alpha there's alpha vitamin E,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a few others. I want to say there's alpha, there's beta, and something else. Alpha has not been shown to benefit your body at
Okay.
all. So if you are going to take vitamin E, you have to take the mixed tocopherols.
Okay.
And tocopherols, interestingly enough, it actually works as a preservative in products. So if you're looking, like you're reading your label, as you should be reading your labels, you'll sometimes see that they have tocopherols in there. And that's a mixed tocopherol, so you're getting all of the vitamin E all mixed
Mm-hmm.
together. So what you're looking for is mixed tocopherols in order for you to get the benefit. Um, 400 to 800 IUs is what is recommended for your daily dose.
Mm-hmm.
And a simple blood test can let you know what your vitamin E levels are.
Okay.
So that's vitamin E. Vitamin K. Vitamin K is actually not just one, it's a compound of different vitamin Ks. So
Mm-hmm.
you have vitamin K1 and vitamin K2. You'll get vitamin K in green leafy vegetables. It's really essential for normal blood clotting and it helps strengthen your bone as well as your immune health.
Mm.
Yes. Vitamin K, you take, if you want it to be beneficial, you take it with vitamin D3 because both of those together will help balance the calcium in your body and keep the calcium from accumulating in your arteries. Don't take vitamin K2 or vitamin K with any blood thinning medication such as warfarin or Coumadin.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely a no-no.
Yeah, because then you think that you're taking that as a blood thinner, and next thing you know, you end up with blood clots because of vitamin K.
Exactly, because it helps clot your
Yeah.
blood. It's
Side story:
mm-hmm,
when I had my first baby and I had a C-section, it
mm-hmm,
was a total shit show.
mm,
And when I knew, because being in healthcare, when they say things, you already know what's
yeah,
happening. And I remember being strapped on the bed, and things were happening. He gave me too much pitocin for too long.
mm-hmm,
Uterus is not contracting,
mm.
and then I hear him going, "Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!" Doctor so and so, what's going on? Nothing, honey. And then, oh shit! Oh shit! I need 4x4s. I need this. I need that. So I'm thinking, I'm bleeding out. I'm gonna die. And then I hear him going, I need vitamin K. She needs an intramuscular vitamin K now. And I'm thinking, I am that. They said I'm dead. The, because they needed to clot. They needed. I
Yeah,
was just bleeding out. So yeah,
wow,
vitamin K. Yep.
wildness.
Mm-hmm.
And people will say, "Oh, but giving birth is the most natural thing in the
Oh
world,"
no, it's
and your body should, like I've heard people say, "You're a woman, your body just knows what to do. It should take care of," and I'm just like,
I
"Wait."
think being pregnant and having a baby and birthing those little things that we
Mm-hmm.
call babies is the
Mm-hmm.
most dangerous thing
Mm-hmm.
in the world.
In
Yeah.
every single country, it's dangerous. And people want to tell you, oh, your body just knows what to do. It's natural. It's this.
Part
It's,
of it, I agree. I think a lot of it is because human interference.
mm,
Because I went through that nightmare with delivery because of human interference.
Okay.
Because I decided I was tired of having that baby. That baby was in for 41 weeks and needed to
Mm.
come out. So I took two suppositories. I
Oh.
jumpstart my own labor, which in
Mm.
reality, nature, baby was not ready to come out
Mm-hmm.
yet.
Mm-hmm.
So you're barely 1 centimeter, your water breaks, and now you're not moving
Mm.
because baby was not ready.
Yeah.
Then I get to the hospital and he gives me Pitocin because he needs to accelerate it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, human
But she's not
interference.
ready because.
Exactly.
Mm.
So had I just let nature take its course, maybe I would not have ended up with that nightmare.
Ugh.
Yeah. So vitamin K, yes. Vitamin K saved the day.
Okay. Uh, and one of the big dogs, vitamin D. Uh, okay. Okay.
Good for the health.
I know it's great for the health. We're talking about the sun kind and the
Uh-huh.
pill kind,
Yes,
not
yes,
the other
yes, of
kind.
course, of course, of course. I'm clean here.
So vitamin D is important because it helps to maintain adequate levels of calcium and phosphorus in the blood, which helps to mineralize your bones. So that's super important. If you don't have enough vitamin D, sorry, your bones will become thin and brittle. Sorry, we're professionals. We're professionals, I swear. So your bones will become thin and brittle, and in severe cases, especially in children, children can develop rickets if they don't have enough vitamin D. If you're Caribbean or Jamaican, especially, you'll know about the banty foot, where it's like it's bow legs.
Oh, bow legs.
So
Okay.
bow legs is what we call banty foot in
Banty foot.
Jamaica, and it looks so cute. But probably about 12 years ago, when I was in taking anatomy and physiology,
Mm-hmm.
and they were talking about not having enough vitamin D, and I had the thought in my head that, oh, we're like, oh, look at the kid with a little banty foot, or look at the kid with a little bow leg. They look so cute, and I like my brain just clicked, and I was like,
Oh my God,
oh
they were
my
deficient.
God, they were absolutely deficient. And the
Mm-hmm.
amount of kids that I saw growing up in Jamaica, I left when I was 11, but the amount of kids that I saw that had bow legs, yes, they were freaking adorable, especially when they're trying to walk.
Mm-hmm.
But the deficiency in vitamin D, which is interesting because we all know that Jamaica is the land of sun, and you're supposed to get your vitamin D from the sun.
Yeah.
But we live in Florida, and I am vitamin D deficient.
What's missing? Because we're getting the sun.
Mm-hmm.
What's missing that makes it so that this is not sticking? Like our body is not retaining it.
we're
We're
not
becoming
getting it
deficiency.
we're not getting it from our foods, or
Like what's missing? What is the vitamin D has to be taken with
oh,
what?
vitamin D has to be taken with K2, right? It's vitamin D3 and K2,
Mm-hmm.
so it helps the body metabolize and
Metabolize.
absorb
Okay.
and all the things that's needed,
So it's okay. So
which
what?
is leafy green vegetables
Mm-hmm.
you get from
So
K2.
that makes more sense to me than we're not getting enough sun because when we know what's happening with the soil now,
Yeah, which is the depletion of the soil. That
yeah.
absolutely
And when
makes.
you go to Jamaica, what
Mm-hmm.
they're doing to the soil because of the what bauxite?
Bauxite,
Bauxite.
yes. Which
Pardon my
is,
French. My,
yeah,
literally, I said it in French,
yeah,
bauxite.
yeah. Um,
But yeah.
but seriously, when I eat foods like the soil is depleted and all that. But one of the things that I would notice when I go to Jamaica, and I have not been back in a while, is that when I eat food, I'm not starving in 2, 3, 4 hours looking for something to munch on because the soil wasn't as depleted then. So it's like it takes maybe 5, 6 hours for me to be looking for something to eat or snack on or
Yeah,
what have you.
the food still had its nutritional
Yep,
value
yep.
compared to now. So now all the leafy green everywhere that we should be getting K2 because it's depleted. So then you're getting your sun, but whatever it is you're taking with it, is missing,
Yep.
so you lost your D. Your D
Mm,
is gone. Your D
yes.
is not staying.
Yes, it really isn't. Um, Now, osteomalacia in adults um, is one of the things that happen when you don't have enough vitamin D. Vitamin D3 is the most common vitamin D because your body actually produces it. There's vitamin D2, but because that's not really found in our body, we don't really use D2. So
Mm-hmm.
we supplement the D3 to supplement what we have in our bodies.
Okay.
Um, so D is taken as it's found in the body. Vitamin D3 helps with osteoporosis, bone loss, diabetes, low thyroid, autoimmune disorders, and I have to say, possibly cancer.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, we
The
know
research is
the research is there, but when you talk about the big C, you have to
mm-hmm.
be mindful because of the medical community and the doctors and the insurance company and the government. Because if you're out there saying, "Oh, vitamin D can help with cancer," it, it people you people can come after you saying,
Mm-hmm.
"Well, you're not a medical doctor and you
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't be saying these
Dr.
things." And
Sebi.
you exactly.
Yeah.
Never mind that he had hundreds and thousands of people that took his medicine and his cure. They can say, "Oh, but he wasn't a real doctor."
He had the
That's
data.
fine. That is fine. He wasn't a real doctor,
Actually, yeah.
but
Oh
so
my
many
God.
people benefited from his knowledge.
Which actually he was a real doctor. I think the fake doctors are the ones that are. Let me just shut up
Mm-mm, mm.
before they come after me too.
Seriously. So we definitely have to be mindful. The
Mhm.
information is out there, but saying it,
Mhm.
it's to the masses is you gotta be careful with
Yeah.
what you say and how you
Because
say it.
you have also a lot of people, like I would say, like the masses,
Hmm.
they just follow blindly and they don't go into details. So they'll just retain like that 10% that you said and
Yeah,
don't look at the big picture.
because I mean, but imagine, like, at one point I was, yeah, people, I can't believe, but then I realized you're extremely busy. I am extremely busy. We are so busy that we literally need to clone ourselves to get through our days, right? I'm realizing that people don't have time. That's why people eat so much fast food. They literally don't have time. If they have kids, if they're tired, what little time they have, they're not going to use it for studying. They're going to go with the person that they trust to give them the information.
And I
So
think that's what's happening. That's the demise of our society, is that convenience
mhm,
with industrialization.
mhm,
Convenience is killing us
yeah,
because everything that we used to do for ourselves, where you had the time to be able to do it for yourself, they take all of this away because they're like, "Don't worry, we'll produce the food for you. Don't worry, we'll build the house for you. Don't worry, we'll get the vehicle for you." So then you're like, "Oh, then I have mm, lots of time to do more stuff." No,
no,
because now you have to work to pay for the house. You have to work
mhm,
to pay for the food.
yep,
And it's not the best quality that is going to be offered because we know in what type of society we live.
yep,
Because of capitalism, they have
mhm,
to make a profit. It's
yep,
exploitation at its best,
yep.
and that's why I always say industrialization and convenience is killing humanity, literally.
It is.
Self sabotage.
You know what? I would say I wouldn't necessarily say it's industrialization. I would say it's the greed behind industrialization of working the people. Like, literally,
Yeah.
people don't understand that we are in a modern day slavery. We really
Mm-hmm.
are. They think, "Oh, well, I have this and I have that and I have freedom." Yeah, you have freedom, but you are slave to the things that's around you,
Mm-hmm.
to your car and your house and your job. And now you have to cater to your family, but it's not just your family, it's your extended family.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't have the mental capacity to deal with the things that we need to deal with
Mm-hmm.
because we're exhausted, we're adrenal fatigued, we are, we are constantly on the go. We're bombarded with sound, we're bombarded with emotions, we're bombarded with what you have to do for your family and your church and all these different things. So it's a wonder people don't have time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a wonder. Anyway, back to it. um 35 to 45 nanogram per deciliter is what is recommended.
That's vitamin D.
Vitamin D, yes, what is recommended for the body. However, some people may need to take 50 to 70
Okay.
nanogram per deciliter. Getting tested to see where your range are is really important. The daily dose of supplementation actually ranges from 2,000 IUs to 10,000 IUs daily. Um, you want to check your vitamin D levels every month to 2 months. It's definitely recommended. Um, so you want to check your range just to make certain that you know where you are. I know that knowing what the right dosage of vitamin D is for you, where your range are, will actually help you. And again, like I said earlier, vitamin D and vitamin K2 is really essential that you put those two vitamins together. And interestingly enough, it's not hard to find. You don't have to take them separately. Most stores now
Mm-hmm.
will carry vitamin D and K2, where you can definitely take them
Okay.
together. So those ranges are important. And fun fact, so, doing additional research on top of the knowledge that I already have, I went down this rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
And it was
That's what we're good at.
the school of Google and the school of YouTube. And I was watching a couple of videos, and it was just this man talking about the study that came out of Egypt. And to him, he was like, oh, it didn't come out of Europe, and it didn't come out of America or Australia. It came out of Egypt, of all places. Those were his words, not mine.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so he was saying that taking large doses of vitamin D, and please understand, I'm not telling you to do this. I'm just telling you what my research has led
Relaying
me
the
to do.
information that you found.
Relaying information. So he was saying that taking large doses of vitamin D, and large doses is basically 10,000 IUs
Mm-hmm.
of vitamin D, especially if you're someone who is severely depleted. I am not going to sugarcoat it. I am severely depleted in vitamin D and have been depleted in vitamin D for a really long time. And watching him, and he's like, saying that this is really good for you to do, but it's only good for you to do for a short period of time. So getting your levels checked before you start taking high dosage of vitamin D, just so you know where your levels are. And then for a short period of time, maybe a month, maybe two, you take a higher level of vitamin D. If I'm not mistaken, like I said, the recommendation is 2,000 IUs to 10,000 IUs. Some people split the difference and do 5,000 IUs, and take that daily. You do have to take this with, again, with a fatty, either a fatty meal or something with fat in it,
For the absorption.
for the absorption. So you can honestly eat a piece of cheese, drink your water after you've taken your vitamin D.
There you go.
So that's something that's important to know. But high dosage, stop the high dosage, get tested again, and see if that dosage helped. If it didn't, you can do it again. Like, just keep
Okay.
continuing until, but don't overdo it.
Don't keep on
Do,
taking it for like 6 months to a year.
exactly. No, 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 no. Don't take it 6 months to a year. Get tested. The key is, if you know where it is and you know where your goal is, you'll know what you need to do in order to get there.
Okay, so that means, let's say you're taking it for 2 months
Mhm.
and you're not there yet. So you
Mhm.
take it for another 2 months,
Mhm.
and then you get to your therapeutic level.
Mhm.
So that would means that 10 IUs, 10,000 IUs that you were taking,
Mhm.
you may need to scale it down.
Yes.
And that means it's like a dosage needs
Yeah.
to be done with your healthcare provider
Absolutely.
to then know, okay, 2 IUs 2,000 IUs is what's good
Yes.
for you to
Hmm.
maintain
Exactly.
your range. Okay.
Exactly. That is definitely the case. Trusted healthcare provider at all times. And when I say trusted healthcare provider, I mean trusted. And this is somebody that you connect with. This is somebody that listens to you. I cannot stress it enough. If your doctor does not listen to you, then he's not a trusted provider.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have conversations. You can't tell him what's going on. So, trusted healthcare
Yeah.
provider, you
And
know,
that can be your doctor, that can be a nurse
practitioner.
practitioner, that can be a
Yes.
DO, that can be,
Yes.
it's anybody who is licensed to, as a healthcare provider,
Hmm.
and that can actually order lab work for you.
Absolutely.
Even though you can go to the lab, but no, you need an order. Because you can purchase you can go to LabCorp and purchase
Oh, absolutely.
some lab
LabCorp,
work. Yeah.
it's not that expensive at LabCorp.
Yeah.
It's between $100 and $150
Yeah.
if you don't have insurance. The thing about it is that you need to know how to read that.
Exactly, that's why.
So
And I mean, that's what it is. And they kind of hijacked it and made it sound like you need a prescription every time for lab work, but you don't. As long as you have somebody that can explain it to you, that can read it for you,
yep.
and help you understand
Yep.
it, that's all you need to know.
Hmm.
And I mean, it's not because I want to. We got our disclaimers here, okay? So don't go and do this, but because I know people will be like, "Oh, I don't need to go to the doctor anymore." And Natasha said, "No, no, no,
No.
no, no." Because if something's off with your lab work, and then you need supplement or you
Yep.
need certain type of medication,
Yep.
you are still going to need that healthcare provider.
Absolutely,
So,
because if you're getting like your what is that, CMP, comprehensive
mhm,
medical panel, if you're getting that done, you want somebody to know, oh, your ferritin levels are low and your iron levels are low, so you could potentially be anemic. So understanding that it's not just, oh, my iron levels, but where are my ferritin levels, and
mhm,
all of that. So understanding and asking them. Now here's the other thing too. Ranges are just that. It's ranges. It's a range so that if it falls within that range, then they can say, oh, things are normal.
mhm,
But what's normal for me
might not be normal
might
for
not
somebody
be
else.
normal for you. So I may be in a range, but I may be on the lower end of the
Mhm.
range and I may not be feeling
And you may
well.
function very well, either well or not
Yeah,
well, but your level of function in your range may not be the same one for somebody else.
exactly. So you definitely need to care about that and need to be mindful of that. So that is what I have for the fat soluble vitamins this time. Next time, I'm going to go over the B's,
The
the
B.
B's and the C's. One vitamin C, but there's a whole lot of B's that we need to
Yeah.
cover. There is B1, there's B2, B3, B6,
B12.
B12. There's no B4 or B8 because your body produces that. But you have B12 and then you have B complex that has the 1 through the 12 all
All
rolled into
combined.
one. So you need to know like how beneficial those are to you. So the next time I'm here, that is what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about the bees. Not
Yeah.
those bees, the good bees, the vitamin bees.
Ah,
And
cool.
that is what I have for you today. And as I said, I'm Allison. I'm the owner and operator of Naked and Natural Skincare, plant based medicine.
Mhm.
And
And Allison is also our clinical herbalist for the Mind program, which is, we've been trying to launch this thing forever, and it's adjusting. And I think this is just the way it is in life. You have to roll with the
yeah.
punches. The format that we had in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and that was about to do really well. With the change of administration and the cuts that are being done everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
made it so that when they say shit rolls downhill, it's no joke. Little people or little organization trying to do something to help the community, well, we're the first one that get the cuts. So that made it so that we have to pivot, but that's okay. I don't take anything as negative. The Mind program is still there. We are still doing advocacy work. This is part of it, also giving information,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to be in the community a little bit more actively as the year progresses. And Allison White is our referral clinical herbalist. Like, jumped in as soon as everything was in place. She was like, "Yes, I'm in."
Yeah.
And in that mind program, there's also a nutritionist, a retired nutritionist that agreed to work with us. I just haven't come around yet to bring her in because everything had to be put on hold. We have a personal trainer as well, with Micah and MM Fitness. We have a massage therapist, and all those people. We have Genevieve as well, a nurse practitioner. All those healthcare and wellness providers are there in order to be advocates for the population, because the community, the level of trust in the system, in establishment, for centuries, it has failed the population. And it has come to a point where people don't trust, to the point that they won't even go and consult. But the level of disease and chronic disease affecting the population is not going down. It's not because you put your head in the sand that, now diabetes is going to disappear. So you can't keep on hitting somebody with a hammer on the head thinking you're gonna force them to go when they just don't trust the system. You have to find an alternate way
Mm-hmm.
in order to reach them. And this is what we do with the mind program. This is what we do with Unpale. And this is why, if you're having issues with trusting the modern medicine, there are people like Allison, who is in the traditional medicine, that you can go see, that you can get consultation with, and that way that gives you an idea where you stand and how to tackle your health issues.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for joining us.
As always, it is my pleasure.